To the Gayle King Show.
Yeah.
If you know anything at all about me, then you know how I feel about Josh Groban. I love him. He is one of my all-time favorite artists. He knows it too. And he's a friend too. He will always have a special place on my iPod. See? And in my heart. And in my heart, he is in the studio today. Hello and welcome, Josh Groban.
Gayle, it is always an absolute pleasure to see you.
No, right before...
You're the only person who can get me up this early in the morning.
Well, listen, I feel honored to do it because we were talking about water slides and you were saying you just went down one at the Atlantis. I am terrified of that thing because it's huge.
Talk about a non sequitur. I love that. So anyway, we were talking about water slides.
Yes. Well, it's better than talking about your cocaine habit.
Yeah,
so I figured, let's see, Josh's cocaine habit, water
exactly
slide.
Right.
Let's go with the water slide.
That's exactly. A lot of Charlie Sheen talk today, considering we're giving up Charlie Sheen.
Yeah. Don't you think that's a good thing to give up for Lent? Seriously?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
I think everybody should follow your lead.
Yeah, and that's all we're going to say about it.
Very, very necessary. But water slides. Let's talk about a fun high and a healthy high. This was my first water slide. It was the Atlantis.
How could it be your first water slide at your age? How old are you now, Josh? 23? No.
Yeah.
No, when I met you,
you
were like,
right.
when I met you, you were 18.
That's right.
And then the other day, I know, and now you're 29.
I looked up
Hello, Miss Gayle. Yeah, yes. Please. Please, food for the poor. How old are you now, really?
I just turned 30.
30? You're kidding.
3-0 is like 2 weeks ago.
And this was your first water slide. How was that possible?
I did body issues.
Is that what?
No, I just. Well,
you've been a little busy.
I grew up, in Los Angeles. The weather is 73 degrees every day.
Yeah.
So we, it was no big thing to drive to Santa Monica, go to the beach. Our whole city is one big water slide. So I never felt like we needed to go out of town to go do that. But now I see the error of my ways, and I realize that's something that I think every young kid should have a chance to do.
I understand.
Yeah.
Listen, I first became smitten with Josh Groban on Ally McBeal. That's when I first saw you. And then they did a piece on you on 2020.
They did, yes.
There was a whole piece. And then I started, because literally, and there's no exaggeration, the first time I heard you sing, the hairs on the back of my neck stood up. There was something about your music, without, totally drooling on your shoes, that just really speaks to me. So, it's no secret that I love you and love your music. And Oprah wanted to surprise me, and boy, did she get me. This was years ago. Josh and I together. Oh my God! Nobody has any idea. This better not be your people. This is so... Josh is here! Surprise! Surprise! Oh my God. I just called her to talk about yellow roses. Man, I would have dressed today. I have on no makeup. I know, that was all I could think of because Oprah and I was talking about you. Well, she had staged it unbeknownst to me.
You were singing one of my songs on the phone randomly. Yes,
because we were talking about you and I was talking about one of your songs. And so she had set the whole thing up. So when you walked in, I almost needed a case of Depends. I was so happy. I was so happy to see you. I've never forgotten that, Josh. I don't know.
I was so nervous because I wanted.
You were nervous?
Yeah, well, sure. When you're the surpriser,
okay.
It's nerve-wracking. You want everything to be perfect, and I've been in situations where you're like, surprise, like I knew you were coming.
Yeah, it would have been bad if you had walked down and went, okay, hey, Josh, have a seat. Have
Josh
a seat.
Again.
But let's talk about Illuminations because I was very excited about your new album coming out. And this is a thing that surprised me because you were working with Rick Rubin. So when I think of Rick Rubin, I think of Beastie Boys. Mm-hmm. I don't think of Josh Groban.
No.
I would have never put the two of you together, but it seems like a partnership that worked very well.
Well, it did. I mean, I think that, every now and then you get an opportunity in this business to kind of break out of the formula and learn something new and do something that hopefully will not only reach your fans, but will provide you with kind of a master class as well. And so, after Rick had done his, 50th rock album, and after I had just kind of steamrolled over everything with a Christmas record, it was time for us to really kind of shift gears a little bit and try something different. And I view it as the same as an actor wanting to work with a different director for a movie.
That makes sense.
It was an opportunity to do it a different way and hopefully keep your integrity and keep what it is that your fans like about you, but with a different ear.
Were you worried about working with him because it's not a partnership that ordinarily one would put together? Were you worried about it?
I worry professionally.
Even now, you still worry?
I'm a worrier.
Listen,
yeah,
Josh Groban, I've seen you at Madison Square Garden a couple times.
Yeah, I worried then too.
Do you?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
you're at Madison Square Garden, where people, artists sometimes never go. You go and you sell out every single time. I'm surprised to hear after all this time you still worry.
Well, I think that I worry because I care. I think that when I stop worrying is when I'll, it's time to pack it up. But I worry not to a point where it affects performance.
Your performance.
But I do care. So yeah, sure, of course. Whenever you're taking a risk, whenever you're taking a gamble, you want to make the best work possible. So you make all the educated decisions you can to put yourself in a place where creatively you're going to be inspired, and you hope that the outcome is going to be what you want. And of course, the worry is that it won't be, or that for whatever reason something's missing. But in the end, the experience itself, teaches you so much that really you can't fail.
Well, I can say, listen, for me, you never disappoint. I fly a lot. I'm a very nervous flyer.
Yeah.
And I had a very bad flight recently, where they're telling us.
I saw your tweet.
Yeah. No. Yes.
You tweeted about it. Glad
I
to
did.
be on the ground.
Yes,
yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
But this is the thing, Josh. This is how you play into this. So you're coming in and they tell you turn everything off, and I said to the guy next to me, I'm really sorry, but I need my music. I put on my music. I go to my J's because I'm thinking if something bad's happened, I want to be with Josh. And this is what I was playing. Scott, could I hear cut number 16?
Oh,
There is a light from a high window shining
I didn't realize I had 16 tracks on this record.
No, it's our cut.
Oh, your cut.
Yes. You don't.
Okay.
Okay.
Double album.
Here's my favorite part coming when you go.
You can sing along like.
Cards are on the table.
That's right, Gayle.
On the table. I know, so I'm thinking, if something bad happens, at least you will be with me.
Oh,
in the paper
gosh.
today, this is good,
I'm so
Josh.
glad you're still here.
Yes.
That would have been very. Tell me the story.
I know.
I'd much prefer that we're here to chat about
Josh,
this.
I'm so glad I'm still here too. In the paper this morning, David Foster, I'm going to be doing David soon too.
Yes.
In the paper this morning, they interviewed David. He said, when I heard Raise Me Up for the first time, it was like my world stopped for me.
Yeah.
With that song. I said to Josh Groban, that's going to be a mega. Did you feel that? Well, first Scott, Julie, let's play the Josh Groban musical montage, and then you can wait on to Raise Me Up.
Oh dear.
Be afraid, be very afraid. Do we have Josh tweets? Little tweets? Stefan, do we have the tweets? Hidden away. Do you like listening to yourself? Are you uncomfortable listening to yourself?
I think it's
I'm not trying to be funny, because listen, I don't like to look at myself on TV, so I'm wondering.
I love performing. I get so much pleasure out of performing and so much pleasure out of the act of singing and reaching people. And when I listen to myself, I get into like work mode, and I think to myself, how can I make that better? How should I do the next song? And it's very hard for me to sit back and listen to myself in enjoyment. It's either it's a work thing when listening and a joy thing when performing.
I know it gives you pleasure. Sweeney, could somebody bring Sweeney out? This is a person in Josh's life.
Yeah.
Is there anyone in your life other than Sweeney I should know about? Should I be ready?
No,
or do you need me to fix you up? Is dating going okay?
Dating's going just fine, yeah.
What's her name? Okay, what are her initials?
Too early.
You don't want me to meet her yet?
Listen, I would love
Hello,
to.
Sweeney.
Hi, buddy.
Bring Sweeney.
I know.
You can come out.
You're very excited.
Come on. Bring Sweeney around
Here,
so
I'll
we
sit.
can see Sweeney.
Here we go. Okay.
So we can honestly say that Sweeney gives you a lot of pleasure. So Josh, there's no one in your life that you want me to know about? Anybody you want to introduce to me?
You know that you know that when that time comes, the first person she has to pass through is you.
Because
Yeah.
now you and Sweeney are New Yorkers.
We're New Yorkers now, yeah.
And I've heard that you walk, Sweeney, I've heard that you walk Sweeney in Central Park. Do you
Yeah.
clean up the poop?
I do, of course I do, absolutely.
Okay.
I have poop bags that have the fresh scent of pine.
That-
Yes, they're biodegradable, forest scented #2 disposal bags, and so yeah, no, we take long walks.
So
He
once
loves
I
it.
know,
Yeah.
once again, Josh Groban doesn't disappoint. He cleans up poop. He's dating. Sweeney's having a
Sometimes my
moment.
dog- He's having a little allergy attack.
Looks
it's
like
okay.
he may be doing something interesting. So we're gonna leave. Good job, Sweeney. Are you
Yeah.
guilty of financial infidelity? Hiding your spending from your spouse? Susie Orman before Sweeney
Hack it up,
pops
Sweeney,
up
hack it up.
hairball
Yeah,
right
hairball,
after the break.
That's Hollywood.
Tomorrow.